So we did competitive season-long force time characteristics in counter movement jumps in female soccer players. And so what we looked at was the different metrics and see which ones were sensitive to lower body neuromuscular fatigue throughout their competitive season. So we had the soccer players from the University of Nebraska-Kearney jumping once a week for 11 different times on force plates. And we analyzed those force time characteristics and we found which ones were sensitive to lower body performance fatigue. And then we were able to look at those and then see at what weeks of testing that they were sensitive and showed significant differences from baseline and other weeks. Throughout a soccer player's competitive season, we've noticed that towards the end of their season was where we saw those significant differences, which can kind of make sense because in a sport of soccer, especially at a high Division II level, you're going to be fatigued, especially in the lower body. The lower body performance is needed to perform at a high level. And so if you're using that consistently for 11 straight weeks with training, lifting, and practice, as well as games consistently, it's going to be pretty obvious that you're going to be fatigued as you get deeper into the season. And so just being able to see how fatigued that they got and see how their jumps differed in specific characteristics was really interesting to see. And it's just interesting to see where we could go from this and use it in different areas of the field. So what we could do with them is definitely share them with the coaches so that they can be more aware and see not only what characteristics of the force time can be sensitive to those jumps or to the fatigue. And then we could also use them to monitor the athletes. So monitor their fatigue levels, monitor their readiness to train and readiness to perform on a given day and throughout their competitive season. So this can allow them to understand which athletes might be more fatigued at a specific time point, and allow them to also look at if they're susceptible to injuries coming up, or if they do get injured, maybe we can look back and see how their jumps looked and see if they were showing extra signs of fatigue that week. To me, it means kind of a new road and a new experience. I haven't done any sort of research in my undergrad or anything prior to coming to Kansas. So it's something that I've been learning over the last semester and this semester, and it's something that I've found to enjoy, being able to take the data that we've collected and look at it a little deeper and see what it actually means, and being able to share that with people at the conference was something that was really enjoyable, and also just to get to hear other people present was also really interesting and really cool to learn what other people are doing at different universities. I feel like I just gained extra things underneath my belt. Like I now can say that I've understood this type of research that we've done. Like I've understood what these force time characteristics mean, and I've understood why we also use counter movement jump to test athletes and to use that to monitor athletes. It gives me a better understanding instead of us just looking at, oh, how high did they jump? We can actually understand what those numbers mean within the force time characteristics. I think this will help me as a future strength and conditioning coach, being able to have my athletes jump if I'm lucky enough to be around force plates, and being able to see throughout their time with me, not only if their jumps are improving, but also to see if they're just being how their fatigues are going, and to see if they're just becoming more efficient within their jumping abilities.